spending 22 hours a day in a 6-foot by 8-foot box. Inmate Christian Longo does this every day, as he describes in his article, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, published on March 5, 2011 on NewYorkTimes.com. He's on death row for killing his wife and 3 kids. After he realized what his crimes had done and how he felt bad about them, he wanted to benefit society in a good way. He asked to be an organ donor, but his request was denied. I believe we can all think of a time when a request we had to help someone out was denied. I think the United States Department of Justice should create a policy that allows inmates on death row to donate their organs. First, we will look at why inmates are not allowed to donate their organs, why this is a problem, and finally a solution to this problem. Inmates cannot donate their organs. No inmate has ever been allowed to be an organ donor on death row, found in the article, Giving Life After Death Row in the New York Times. Christian Longo, one of these inmates, has had many stories written about him and describes his process of how he wanted to be an organ donor and benefit society, but he couldn't. As found in Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, A Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com, published on April 21, 2011, and in the article, The Texas Tribune, Considering Death Row for Organs, published in the New York Times on September 8, 2012. Also, the reason that they cannot donate organs is that through the lethal injection process, they use 3 drugs, and these drugs destroy the organs. As found in the article, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times and A Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com. There are many viable organs that are going to waste. On death row, as found in the articles, death row inmates by state and size of death row by year from the Death Penalty Information Center, updated February 18, 2013 from deathpenaltyinfo.org, and in Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, there are around 3,000 people on death row today. In the article, The Need is Real, from organdonor.gov, from the Health Resource and Service Administration, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, updated February 14, 2013 on organdonor.gov, there are nearly 200,000 people on the organ donor waiting list, waiting for their life to be saved. Another way that these are going to waste is prisons officials say that, that inmates on death row will have too many diseases to have organs that could be donated. As found from the articles, Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com and the Texas Tribune, Considering Death Row for Organs from the New York Times. There's a harm that's going on by not allowing inmates to donate their organs. In the article, The Need is Real, from organdonor.gov, it's found that 18 people die each day waiting for an organ transplant. Also, the harm that's going on is there are many criminals that would love to atone for their crimes, but cannot because they can't even donate their bodies after they're dead. Found in that article, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times. After we've heard about the problems and why they cannot donate organs, let's look at a possible solution for this. I believe the United States Department of Justice should create a federal policy that allows inmates on death row to donate their organs. Every inmate on death row should have this option. By 2014, not only inmates on death row, but inmates that are in prison should be allowed to donate their organs if they want to. Also, a 1-drug system should be used for lethal injection instead of a 3-drug system. This would save the organs, as found from the articles, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times and A Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com. This new system would work in our society today. The 1-drug system is already in use in 6 of our states. This saves the organs instead of using the 3-drug, which is more popular but could be changed. As found in the article, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com, and State by State Lethal Injection, Death Penalty Information Center, updated February 18, 2013 on deathpenaltyinfo.org. Inmates could also be monitored and have their health status to make sure that if they wanted to donate their organs, they could have weekly checkups or monthly checkups to make sure that their organs were safe and that they were healthy enough to donate to people on the transplant list. This would also help because they would know the scheduled day and when their execution would be, and that person would be able to prepare for their transplant to make sure that they're also healthy. As found in the article, Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com and the Texas Tribune, Considering Death Row for Organs from the New York Times. There are many benefits that would come from allowing inmates to donate their organs. By using the 1-drug system instead of the 3-drug system, as found in the articles, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com, the Texas Tribune, Considering Death Row for Organs from the New York Times, the Annals of Thoracic Surgery, Volume 93, Issue 6, published June of 2012, and in the article, State by State Lethal Injection from Death Penalty Information Center, They all state that these organs would then be usable with the one drug system and could save many lives. There are nearly 3,000 inmates on death row to date. This means that they could each individually save up to 8 lives. As found in the articles, Giving Life After Death Row from the New York Times, The Killer's Conquest, Allow Organ Donation After Execution from MSNBC.com, The Annals of Thoracic Surgery, and Death Row Inmates by State and Size of Death Row Each Year from the Death Penalty Information Center. Inmates every day are being denied to donate their organs. I believe that every inmate should have this option to donate their organs and save many lives. The United States Department of Justice should create a federal policy that allows inmates to be organ donors. A life is a life, and it shouldn't matter where it comes from if it grants someone another day to live.